What is up, my Pika crew? This is the ThePikaWu, and welcome to another black and white Wi-Fi battle. This one's going to be an underused tier match against a guy called Shadow Artie. I battled him in the previous match that I uploaded, so he does give me a lot of cool battles, and I hope you guys enjoy. So if you guys haven't checked out my opponent's channel already, he does a lot of Pokemon material, so feel free to check out his channel. A link will be in the description below. Now onto the team preview. My team consists of the same defensive core that I use in a lot of my underused teams. It consists of 5 Pokemon, basically everything but Charizard. And I really wanted to showcase Charizard in this video because someone in the comment section below in one of my recent videos wanted me to bring back the Black Charizard. So I got the idea and it sparked, and I'm gonna use Charizard. And in this match, he is an absolute boss. Hope you guys enjoy. Now, looking at my opponent's team, he's got a pretty standard underused team. His 2 big threats are going to be the Chandelier and the Heracross. Chandelier, if it's a spec set, then it can hit my team really hard with Overheat. And if the Heracross is a banded set, same thing, Close Combat Mega Horn can deal a ton of damage against my team as well. So yeah, that is going to be the only 2 big threats on his team, and I hope you guys enjoy. So I'm going to lead off with my Roserade, anticipating him to lead off with either the Rhyperior or the Swampert to try to get up the Stealth Rocks up first turn. And this works out great because I can scare him out with a potential Grass type move because they're both 4 times weak to it. And then I can set up a layer of spikes very early in the match. And what this team revolves around is setting up a lot of entry hazards very fast, and then trying to sweep with either the Sweeper or try to take down his Pokemon passively with entry hazard damage. So he's going to go ahead and bring in the Chandelier, and that's fine. I know I can take either a Fire Blast or a Shadow Ball with my Umbreon, and I can go ahead and proceed to either go for a Foul Play just to deal super effective damage, or go for the Yawn, predicting the switch. And I'm going to go ahead and go for the Yawn to make the incoming Pokemon drowsy, and I'm actually anticipating him to switch out and probably back into either the Rhyperior or the Swampert to set up Stealth Rocks. So I'm actually going to bring in my Roserade right back in. But he actually decides to stay in, try to deal some damage against the Umbreon before he falls asleep. Works out in his favor because he actually is able to deal a ton of damage against my Roserade. For some reason I am able to live. I actually didn't expect to live that hit at all. But because of that, that enables me to set up another layer of entry hazards, and I can get my second spikes up. So this is really good because getting these entry hazards early on puts a lot of offensive pressure against my opponent's team. So I'm going to go ahead and go for the rest here because I can outspeed and heal back to pretty much full. As this Amoonguss really can't do much to me. The best thing he can do is hit me with either a Sludge Bomb or a Hidden Power Fire. And he does indeed go for the Sludge Bomb, and that doesn't really do much damage at all. But I know that he might take advantage of the fact that I am asleep, and he might bring in a Sweeper to try to set up early on. So instead, I'm going to bring in my Spiritomb, actually anticipating him to bring in the Azelf to try to set up some nasty plots as I'm asleep. And he actually brings in his Rhyperior instead, which is totally fine. Rhyperior is going to be a big threat to my team because it is one of the Pokemon that is stopping my Charizard from sweeping. My Charizard is a Dragon Dancing set, and the 2 Pokemon that I really need weekend are this Rhyperior and his Swampert. So I am going to first burn him and then try to deal as much damage as possible with a Dark Pulse to put him at a point where I can try to take him out with an Earthquake with my Charizard later on. So I'm going to go ahead and go for the Dark Pulse. Luckily for me, I do get the flinch. Not really too big of a deal because a burned Earthquake shouldn't be doing too much damage anyways. And I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Rhyperior now to try to take the Earthquake because he's burned, and then try to set up the Stealth Rocks because I want entry hazards up. But he actually goes for the Dragon Tail to phase me out, and in comes my Spiritomb again. Now, seeing that he has the Dragon Tail and the Stealth Rocks, that makes me certain that he's a similar set to my Rhyperior set, so he probably carries max HP and max defense, or a large investment in physical defense. So it is blocking my Charizard from sweeping because I do have a physical Charizard. So I have to bring down that Rhyperior's health to around 25-30% before I can guarantee a KO with a +1 Earthquake from my Charizard. So I'm going to go ahead and go for the Dark Pulse again just to bring him down to that point. But he actually brings in the Amoonguss to take the hit. And Amoonguss does carry Spores, so I really have nothing to take it except for the Spiritomb. And I'm just going to go ahead and go for the Will-O-Wisp before he goes for the Spore, or at least so I thought he would go for the Spore. He actually goes for the Giga Drain Don't really know why he's not putting me to sleep. I don't know what he's afraid of, because a spore is a free spore and getting something to sleep is definitely useful. But throughout this match, he actually doesn't go for the spore. I don't know if he doesn't carry it or not, but it's really weird if you don't carry spore on Amoonguss, because that's like pretty much a standard move on a Amoonguss. It's pretty much his best move. But I guess he doesn't go for the spore. So he's going to go ahead and switch out because he really can't touch my Spiritomb, and I'm actually going to go for the Curse, trying to hit the Amoonguss. In the case that he wanted to stall with the Amoonguss, maybe he's a sub-seeder with 2 attacks, and maybe that's why he doesn't carry Spore. I don't know. But he actually brings in the Swampert, and the Curse hits the Swampert, which is even better than hitting the Amoonguss, because like I said, Swampert is another Pokemon that's blocking my Charizard from sweeping, so I need to get some damage, and Curse damage is really nice. It's dealing a ton of damage against him, so I'm really happy about that. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Hitmontop here, because I know I can take any hit since I'm a physical wall, and I can also proceed to go for the Rapid Spin. But he does have a Chandelier, he has a Ghost, and Chandelier threatens my Hitmontop, especially with a Fire Blast. So what I was thinking was he was going to bring in the Chandelier there to spin block me and then counter me with a Fire Blast. So that's why I brought in my Umbreon to counter his Chandelier. But he actually brings in the Azelf, which is fine as well, because I can also deal super effective damage with the Foul Play. He is going to go ahead and go for the Substitute, anticipating me to either go for a Yawn or a status-inducing move. And I know a majority of Azelfs carry Substitute. They're usually sub-Nasty Plot or sub-through attacks with Life Orb. So that's why I went for the attack. And then I'm going to proceed to go for the Yawn to try to put something drowsy. He actually brings in the what is this? Heracross, which is fine because I know I can set up on him. I'm going to go right back into my Hitmontop, because my priority is to spin away the rocks since my Charizard's going to lose 50% health if I bring him in with the rock still in play. So I'm going to go ahead and actually switch out one last time, anticipating him to bring in the Chandelier this time. But he actually doesn't, so I really don't know why he's not bringing in the Chandelier, because I'm thinking it's a huge priority for him to keep his rock still in play. But I'm going to bring in my Rhyperior as he's going to bring in the Amoonguss. I'm scared of the Giga Drain, so I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Hitmontop once more, knowing that for a fact he is not going to go into a Chandelier. I just wanted to make sure, because getting these rocks spinned away is really important, and I don't want to risk losing my Hitmontop against his Chandelier's Fire Blast. But he actually goes for the Stun Spore on the switch. I guess that's why he doesn't carry Spore, because he carries he likes Paralyzation over the sleeping status. But he is gonna go ahead and just go for the Giga Drain just to deal some damage. I do get paralyzed, which is quite annoying because I really want to spin away the rocks. And then he's gonna proceed to, I guess, continuously go for the Giga Drain. It would have been really irritating if he went into a Chandelier as I actually went for the Rapid Spin, because I had so many opportunities to spin previously, but I was just paranoid by the fact that he might bring in the Chandelier. But finally, I actually get the Rapid Spin off. Luckily for me, I don't get paralyzed on his crit hit attack, because if I did, then I wouldn't have been able to get the spin off, and that would have been really troublesome, especially for my Charizard. Now, I can either go for the rest on my Hitmontop, or I can go for the rest on my Spiritomb, and I do decide that my Spiritomb is more important to be at a full amount of health, because it is a Pokemon that he has trouble taking down, whereas my Hitmontop, it's not really that important anymore, especially after it's got the rocks up, or rocks off the field. So yeah, he's gonna go ahead and go for the Giga Drain. That's fine, I can rest up, and yeah, back at full with my Spiritomb, and that is also gonna force a switch, because he really can't touch my Spiritomb, and it's just going to make it stally, so he has really no other option but to switch out. So right here, he's going to switch out, as I believe I'm going to switch out as well, actually anticipating him to bring in either the Heracross to take advantage of the fact that I'm sleeping, and then he can burn off turns of sleep, or he might bring in his Chandelier just to deal heavy damage with the Fire Blast, because it is his most powerful Pokemon. So in that case, I am going to bring in my Charizard, because he has absolutely nothing to handle a +1 Charizard. With my Dragon Dance, I can outspeed pretty much everything on his team, and with that +1 attack, I can effectively 1-KO the rest of his team with this Charizard. And yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this mini sweep. If you guys enjoyed, feel free to leave a like, a favorite, and a comment. And yeah, Charizard's an absolute boss. Be sure to leave a like, especially for Black Charizard, because he just destroys the rest of his team. So yeah, all 6 Pokemon, they cannot handle the Charizard, and that is going to be the match. So I'll see you guys later. Stay tuned for the comment question of the day, and peace.